how do I get this girl? And this is a response to a question that we get a lot about, I have this friend, how do I turn her into a lover? How do I get out of the friend zone? How do I get this girl on Facebook, as this description goes, and we'll get a little bit more in depth about it. But we get this question a lot. And the thing is men, we do not define ourselves within. We don't feel comfortable to be sexual. We don't feel comfortable to state our intent. We're afraid to do it. There's all sorts of different media saying what we're supposed to do, what we're not supposed to do. And then we start living in reactions of masculinity, of pickup, of all these different expressions of what we're supposed to be rather than speaking from within. If we do not define ourselves from within, then everything around us slowly defines, augments us, changes our expression, and turns us into a repression until all we can be is a reaction of sex, a reaction of health, a reaction of, man, this crazy distortion that we've accepted, we live for, we fight for, and call life, we call culture. And so our friend Gary writes in, I know that was a little bit long, but he says, hey, I'm supposed to meet up with this girl I haven't seen in years, but I haven't really been gaming her at all. So right now, her response is pretty platonic. I'm trying to figure out how to build a flirty vibe to let her see that I'm interested. And actually this started out, it was like, hey man, I need your help. And there was a sense of urgency to it. And so I said, hey, no problem, what's going on? I'm always interested to hear what people are talking about. And, he sent me the little reply of what they said, a screenshot of their interaction. But I want to tell you something here. And as men, I hear a lot of desperation. I hear a lot of, Steve, tell me how to do it. How do I get out of the friend zone? How do I get this girl? How do I make her like me? And the short answer to it all is you're going to have to tell her that you've liked her. And one of the biggest problems that Pickup has taught us, that Pickup has given us, is it says that there's a system. It says there's a foolproof plan. There's some sort of method that will guarantee us as men to never have to fail, to never have to be wrong, so that every woman will like us and then we can go through the life of being a man who has a dick that is worshipped by women without having to go through the work. And let me tell you something, man, I've lived a sexual life, and let me tell you about Pickup. There's nothing wrong with it. As long as we get into the reality, not the reaction to society, not the bullshit, not the starved, hungry young man who has been rejected, and a bunch of trashy piece of shit internet marketing motherfuckers have sold them something that doesn't work over and over again. So we build this completely fucked up sense of reality about what sex and socializing is. But there's nothing wrong with a man wanting to learn how to get better with women. There's nothing wrong with men learning even systems and methods to get better with women. And you might be going, man, but you just knocked that. You just said that that was kind of bullshit. But there is something absolutely wrong with it without seeing the foundation of what we were born to be. And let me get this straight, and I'll give you an actual answer that you can use and apply and adapt to your life and actually make it effective in this. But man, if we know what our potential as men is, what our potential is being born to be social and born to be sexual, being somebody who can be an expression of ourselves and have a life with women, we wouldn't lower ourselves to this shit, right? To be looking up to these, God, fucking idiot people posting shitty infield videos about doing some routine or making an ass out of yourself and calling that, seduction. Calling that that's how you talk to women. Calling that direct game or indirect game or whatever you want to call it. Here's what you're going to have to do. And this is what I would say to her. We want to be tactful. There are certain things that work, that help, if we can be us. If we can be proud of our sex drive. And if we can be proud of who we are. And so, my man Gary, what I would say is I would say, hey, look, I think you're a really cool person. To be honest, this is kind of embarrassing to admit, and I don't know if I should tell you this, but I've always wanted to see you and get to know you on a personal level. Okay? Easy enough as that. All it is dipping your feet into the water of saying like, hey, I want to get to know you better. I've thought of you in this way, that wanted to know intimacy. And I forget exactly what I just said, but something along the lines of just like, hey, you know what? Let's meet up sometime for whatever, yada, yada, yada. Because I've always wanted to get to know you on more of a personal level. When can we meet? And a couple of the things that you have to know as a baseline for if you ever want to be good with women is if you cannot isolate, you will never gain intimacy. You will never gain true rapport. You will never gain true seduction. And so get there as quick as possible. Also, if you cannot, well, hey, meet in person, another thing. But if you cannot state intent, if you cannot say, hey, I like you, then guess what? You can be around a person a lot, you can create all these different situations, and yeah, you might get lucky and have her say that she likes you, but at some point you'll need to learn to say that. And so for all the guys listening out here, how do I get out of the friend zone? How do I basically, and actually we have a PDF on that, it's pretty simple. How do I, get a better sexual life? Look, if you can learn the fundamentals of isolation, getting alone with people, that doesn't mean that it has to be anything elaborate, but it's like, I want to meet you one-on-one, face to face. I want to spend time where you see me and I see you and we value each other. If you can get there, guess what? That is your best bet at a situation turning into rapport or seduction with zero skill set. Nothing. And it can happen. Why? Because we're men and women. We're made to be connected. We're made to be sexual. Getting closer can only help. But the other thing, the second thing, is that you've got to state intent. You have got to say, hey, look, I like you. It's not just, hey, I think you're cute. Hey, the line that I gave you is a little bit of a dipping your feet in the water of it, but they have to feel it. I don't care how they feel it. I don't care if it's sub-communicated through body language, and don't overthink this. I don't care if it's sub-communicated through tonality, but they have to feel it. And so right now, start with the verbal. When you do get alone with her, and let's say you do, and to tell you a little bit about the process, once you do get rapport from her, when she does show you a real side of herself, when she does really tell you why she has passion in yoga and living a better life and doing all these different things, you say, man, that is awesome. My urge was that I've always wanted to talk to you and, get to know you on a personal level, but now I really know why, man. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. That is so uniquely you. And different than other women, that I like you specifically from something specific from me, okay? But intent has to be felt. And as we talk about in the Friend Zone PDF, there's actually a third thing, and that is to escalate. Take it a step further. If you do not lead in a direction of saying, hey, let's meet again, hey, let's go back to my place, hey, let's go to this other place because I want to get to know you better, but if you do not push intent or escalation and move it further, then man, it doesn't go anywhere. But if you do those three things, you do them consistently with your life. Isolate people, get to know them, because hey, even if you just want rapport, even if you're just trying to become friends or build a social circle, man, isolate people, get to know them for them. Number two, man, show intent. Put things in the direction that you want them. Stop living by, some impression of something else. Start following your urge and learning what that is. And number three, man, escalate it. Take it further. Be a man, be a woman. That's what it's all about. But go for what you want. Your want is not bad. It puts you on the path of what the true thing is that's going to actually make you happy. All right. Thanks for watching. Hey, Gary, I'm going to send you a copy of the Better Man's Guide to Dating and Lifestyle. It's a $67 value. If you have a cool question, you want to message me with it, hey, and you want it to be used on a video and get a cool response like this, or maybe not so cool, maybe you might not like it, but it'll be good and it will work. Man, just let me know, Steve at The Sexual Life, leave a comment on the video, or message me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, all that sort of stuff. All right, talk to you later.